Okay, should you let go of an envious but otherwise great friend? Or this could apply to other types of relationships, such as romantic partners or even family members. It happens very often that we get together, we vibe with people who are very similar to us, and we are good at similar things. We're interested in similar things. We're probably in the same field, and we're probably at a similar level overall in different areas of our lives. That's how we form close connections with people in the first place. But it's very often that then competition and envy, jealousy could develop from this. Um, and I thought about this, and there are two different scenarios. One is a very common one where, in a connection, one person is jealous of the other person for their specific achievements or specific things that the other person has that this jealous person doesn't have. For example, if I say I got an opportunity to study somewhere, and I'm very happy to go there, and I'm telling a great friend of mine, and my friend will be saying, "Oh my God, I'm so envious of you," but I'm happy for you, but I'm gonna confess, yeah, I'm envious. I wish that I have the opportunity as you do, but um, good for you, right? But this is a common thing that happens a lot, and that is a quite normal response. And or for example, like the author Robert Greene, who wrote the 48 Laws of Power and also the Art of Seduction, a very famous best-selling author, and he confessed that he was jealous of his student, whom he mentored, Ryan Holidays, who whose book was were selling better than Robert Greene's book, and he saw his a student is coming up at a higher position than him, and his student is Ryan is also much younger than him. So Robert Greene confessed, like, you know what, I'm jealous of my student. And this is a very common scenario, and sometimes when we're close to somebody and the other person would even confess that to us, just saying, yeah, hey, I'm happy for you, at the same time I'm jealous. So this is the first scenario, and it is common, and I think that is okay. It is a normal human thing. But then there is another scenario where I think it is when we need to let go of that person or that connection. Doesn't matter how great the connection is otherwise. And that is when the other person is not just jealous of the specific things that you have, specific opportunities, specific achievements, specific milestones that you have. It is when the other person is just generally jealous of you. Many things, like they are jealous not just for specific aspects of your life or specific one thing or one event or two events. Is overall, this person is just jealous of your life and your lifestyle or your energy or your intellect, whatever, in general. I find this general jealousy to be a dangerous thing, and it's a thing to be avoided, because usually in the first scenario, right, it is a much common scenario. We all have those moments, and that's human. But on the second scenario, there's usually a kind of a feeling of insecurity and a feeling of lack and a feeling of constant comparison and a feeling of resentment involved. And when that is the case, this jealous person, it becomes a kind of a basis of your relationship. It becomes a continuous thing in your relationship. So, it's almost like whatever you do, just the way you are, it actually makes the other person feel a sense of resentment deep down. And this is when you find the other person would find different moments and opportunity to sort of jab at you, or you can sense them wanting to bring you down somehow. Or when you are in a great mood and you're sharing great things and you're just happy, and the other person, you realize the other person is not happy at all for your happiness, but they're angry, they're miserable when you're happy. In the first scenario, usually when you share something great with the other person will be, you can feel like they are still in some level happy for you, although they have their own sort of bitterness that's there. But in the second scenario, you can sense that the other person is just not at all happy for you. When you are happy, they are the most unhappy, because your happiness remind them of their misery. Your abundance remind them of their lack. And the other scenario, this person is deeply insecure when they're around you, and how can you make a connection work when one of the person is just so deeply insecure? So I don't think that would work. If you have someone like this in your life, you can sense envy and jealousy, or maybe they even share it with you. They tell you, hey, I'm envious. I think it's a good idea to try to discern which scenario it is. Is it the first situation where it's a kind of general specific thing that, hey, I'm jealous you have that great jacket on. Hey, I would like to, have that opportunity, that promotion. But hey, I'm happy for you. One scenario. Second scenario, you can just sense that generally it just happens over and over and over again. It's not just once, twice, 3 times. It's not just specific events and particular things, but it is an overall jealousy and overall envy and overall resentment you sense the other person is holding against you. And that is when it is a dangerous thing to stay in a connection with a person like this. And that's when I believe that we should walk away. So that being said, and also I remembered, just since we are on the topic, I remembered when I was very young, actually, my father shared with me 2 things about close relationship and jealousy. One thing is that he said, when you feel envy and jealousy towards somebody, it actually means that you are very close to them in terms of levels, in terms of the things that they have actually for you is not so far away from you. That's how you can get jealous in the first place. You are basically at a very similar level. That's how you can even get jealous in the first place. I won't be jealous of the Dalai Lama's spiritual opportunities, let's say. I won't be jealous of Sadhguru's achievements in the world, right? I won't be jealous of the Buddha, the spiritual masters, as I'm the little me on my spiritual path, right? Because they're simply too great. Not at the same level. I know I'm not there. Too far away from me, I can only look up. So there's no jealousy. There's only respect, admiration, humbleness, right? But what are you gonna be, people, who are you gonna be jealous of? You're gonna be jealous of somebody kind of like on your level, kind of in your same circle, right? Because you feel like you could have what they have. and that there's a chance of you actually having what they have. So actually you're not so far away from each other, and why not use that and see that you're actually the even how you can feel jealousy in the first place is that you're actually not too far away from this person or what you desire that they have, right? So why not use that as a motivation? Why not see that jealousy is simply an indication of your desire? That is a quote by Mel Robbins. I think she said that once, and I remember that so clearly, and that's so great. Exactly that. Jealousy is simply an indication of your desire, what you want to have, right? So when you sense jealousy within you, you know that you're not, first of all, you are not too far away from the thing that you wish to have, that the other person have. So it means you're very close to getting what you want, right? And secondly, this is the perfect indication of where you should go and what you truly want, right? So that's a great thing. Don't use it, don't see it too negatively. Just use it in a positive way. And the second thing my father told me, and at the time when I was a kid, I thought this is a little dark, but now I realize it is actually just, it's a very clear picture of human relationship. When he said, if one person wants to hurt another person, want to say punch the other person, if you're so far away from the other person, can you punch the other person? However much force that you exude, you cannot touch the other person because you are so far away from each other. It is only when you close and you're closer and you're closer, and when you're so close and then you punch the other person, that's how you can use the force, and that's how the damage can really be been done. And he is saying something about, in a way, the caution you need to take, or the dark side of close relationship and close connections, and what you should be aware of. The sort of dangerous side of relationship. People who are closest to you can hurt you the most, right? That's kind of a common thing to say, but I just thought his analogy of the punching was very, very accurate. So yeah, that being said, I think we all need to be careful about close relationship. Not that we have our guards up, but human nature we cannot avoid. It's not that we have to be overly protective of ourselves and be overly guarded, but it's always good to be aware and to have a clarity in our head, what is really going on in our close proximity. Because at the end of the day, when someone hurt you, or when they could hurt you, when they're so close to you and then they could hurt you like that, it is neither good for you nor for them for that connection to continue. And so there's no point. There's no point for you to stay in a relationship with somebody who can easily hurt you like this, who hoards resentment, who feels inferior and insecure when they're around you. And, it is not good for them for you to continue the relationship also. Because you're just helping them, you're growing their bad karma by staying in a relationship with them. And it is almost impossible for, if the basis of relationship you realize is just, if the basis of your connection with another is just like this, it always has this sort of like competition envy dynamic. I don't think there's any way really to change it. I think, most of the time the best option is just to say, okay, I see how the dynamic is, and I'm gonna have to walk away. So that's the message for today. I hope this is not too heavy. But most of the time, most of the time with friends is or with romantic partners, it's the first scenario where it's just like, someday you have it going well, and some days I have it going well, right? And we're approximately at a similar level, and that's fine. If today you're jealous of me a little bit, and tomorrow I'm jealous of you a little bit, right? So most of the time is fine with the first scenario. All right, that's it for today. Have a good night.